Hello everyone, and welcome back to Alos gameplay. Today we're continuing our Transport Fever 2 playthrough. In this episode, we're going to build a new oil and fuel line to make a lot of cash. So let's jump into the game. First, we are going to need to define where the line will come. Obviously, you want it to end in Beaminster, or want to supply Beaminster with fuel. Well, let's have a first look around. Where can we find said fuel? So, looking at this area we've been working on, there's a fuel refinery here, which would be nice and central. There's also gas stations where the fuel can be transported. There's Glossop that needs fuel. So a lot of good endpoints for the final product. Now, to make fuel, we need oil. And oil, well, there's a mostly oil refinery that will make oil for us. Here is a Warrington one. It's a bit further north. I think we'll stay in our area of the map. And in order to make oil, we need crude oil. And I can see there are two crude oil plants, oil wells right next to the refinery, which is good. And but this also means that we need two crude oils to make one oil. So it is good to have a lot of crude lying around, because the refinery will be needing a lot of it. I think we'll take the crude to the refinery with trucks, since the distance is so short, and then we can run a rail line to the fuel refinery and back. So you will take oil to the fuel refinery and then bring the ready-made fuel back here, and then we can load it up into ships, send it to Beaminster. Okay, that's the plan. This is going to cost quite a bit of money. I've been paying off the loan. I let the game run a couple of years. We are firmly on positive income, but I would like to see that increase for the future. Loan is at only 4 million, so there's space to take more. But let's get the first lines up and running. 0 platforms, 20 meters. I'm just going to run a straight road connection from here to there. We don't need both of them yet. One will be quite enough for the beginning. Now thinking, where will the train line come? It's a bit hilly area. I could build everything on top of the hill, but then all of the equipment will have to rise, and basically the train will have to go down and then rise back up. So if we can build it sort of downhill, that would be best. Also, I think the fuel be shipped to the ships. I can also see mostly needing fuel, but we want to prioritize getting Beaminster what it needs, and then we can put the surplus to everywhere else. The truck line does not need to be connected with the train, but the train will need to be connected with the refinery. Let's remove these roads so we have some space to work with. There we go. Gonna first put the cargo station down. 2 tracks. Let's make it nice and long. There's also a possibility to go through the hill, make a tunnel, or just sort of around it. I would like to use the same tunnel to cut through there. So this side of the hill should be fine. Let's put it down a bit. Turn it maybe that way a bit more. There we go. And then let's make sure we are able to connect this refinery with the train station. We add road. Check that the refinery gets highlighted as it does. So this train station is connected. Then we do station for trucks. Doesn't hurt for the truck to be connected with the train station. And next we'll do a brand new highway. Well, I say highway, this is a quite small country road, but we are still in the year 1904, so I can't expect that much from the roads. There we go. Then we need somewhere to buy the trucks. That will do. New line from Gravesend to Moseley. And then we'll do a good 5 of them to get the line rolling. And as every time, let's check that it is connected. It is. It's collecting crude oil in here. So now the trucks will transport it to Moseley and the oil refinery will make oil. Next we need the train line. We've got this station. We've got quite a bit of area to cover. We need to get through this tunnel on this side. We can use the same track as the cargo trains are using, but then we will need to be on the other side of the tracks to connect to the fuel refinery. Now I'm also thinking in the future, if we want to transport the fuel to some other city, then to think about where the station is. I think such a mountainous area here that wherever we end up going, we might just go back the way they came. Now to the question of how to get these sort of trains to jump on this side. Do we make a tunnel? Do we make a bridge? Or will they just swap lanes? We could come off the line here, cross to the left side. Okay, well, we'll just plop the station somewhere over here. Actually, want to make sure it's raised just a bit, so that in case we do make a bridge or overpass or something, then it's already just a little bit higher, at least not sunk into the ground. That's connected to the refinery. Right, continuing on, let's start making the train line. So first we will need to be on the other side of these lines, existing train lines. That looks fairly okay. Then connect it over here. Let's go and build that just a bit lower down. There we go. Then train line comes from here. Here we might have to sort of unfortunate side of things. Everything is on the wrong side of the tracks. This line is on the left, then you'll need to be on the other side as well. There we go, connected to the main line. Gonna run connection for the other station entrance here. Again, we'll run single line for now. We'll upgrade it to double line later on. Space for the train to go on both tracks. Now here the passenger line is creating just a bit of problems since it's running on the same tunnel. Thinking if we should just detach from here, make another tunnel through here above this, and then continue straight there. So come off. Well, we're gonna do that. We might as well go a completely separate bit of track on the side. Like so. This can be a passing point for trains. Now let's see. I will connect it about here. Let's first make the joining bit. So let's come here from the left. Train line. After train line. We'll make our progress. After some faffing about, here's the bridge, all finished. So now we are connected on both ends. Just need to add some junctions for the train to use. Train line looks good. Magnificent bridge over the river. Rising are here uphill. Another bridge to switch on the right side. Then we will add the second rail so that there's a place to pass for the trains. Continue through the little tunnel. Use the bridge to get to the fuel refinery. Right. Next, we will get to the trains. Let's create a line, mostly, to Gosport. Now let's make sure it works as intended. So on mostly we want it to load oil, nothing else. Load oil. Then at Gosport, we will unload the said oil and then load fuel. Then come back. Now we will need another train depot. For example, right here. Then connecting to the existing track. Now we have place to buy trains. Next, we are going to need a bunch of money to be able to buy the very expensive train. Let's see if 10 million is enough. Which locomotives do we have offer? We're looking for biggest tractive effort, as that will help the train accelerate. It will also help the train to get past steep hills. This has 101. My top speed is only 60. I ideally want something that can do 80. No electric or steam locomotives available. These can do 90. Alright. A 3 of 5 it is. Then cargo with oil, crude and fuel. It's pretty neat that we can use a single tank car for all of our needs. Let's start with about 108 capacity should be fine for the start. We keep the performance of the train. If we hold ourselves from adding too many wagons, let's keep it at good. Also, can't really afford much more than that. Let's do one medical, but it still should be fine. Let's buy that. Chuck it on line number 2. And we should see some action now. Are you picking up crude oil? Yes, you are. Now at this point we are going to need many new trucks to make sure the oil refinery has something to work with. So adding a lot of trucks on that connection. And again, the train will make quite a bit of loss at first. Want to double check I made correct choices. So load oil, unload oil, load fuel. Yes. Next we'll need to get the fuel to port so that these ships, which should be able to handle oil, they won't. I'm gonna need to swap these for ships that can handle oil. For example, Dunara Castle. as these won't affect the fuel. These won't accept the fuel. Piece of road left behind. Now I can either make a new truck line with a bridge, or make a new port here, which the ships will load the fuel from. Okay, there we go. First oil created. So the line works. Okay. Since mostly we'll need fuel as well, could make a port that is connected to mostly. So maybe down here. That way we can easily transport some of the fuel to Moseley. Let's put port right there. Next we need a joining platform, joining truck station. Like so. Connect that with the road network. Since we already have a cargo station here, I can take this station and use it for the new truck line. There we go. Delete that bit of road. Since we have a tunnel here for the train, we can use the same bit of land to run the trucks through. Smooth curves. New line. It will be fuel from there. There. Get a couple of trucks running. Just do one for now, as it is still missing everything else as well. Now we're going to need some cash to update the ships. Manage vehicles. Pause the game. Now these have a capacity of 70. I'm not looking to change the capacity that greatly. So I think we'll get rid of 2 of these. Sell selected vehicles. These will get transformed to Dunara castles. Next, we edit the line. So Beaminster port, that is fine. Mostly port, that is fine as well. Needs to be connected to the alcohol distillery. But after that, we go to mostly west. Now in here, we don't want them to unload anything. They just need to load fuel. And in mostly port, load 50%. So we want them to load alcohol up to 50%. So one of the compartments the ships have. You had one compartment, right? Yes. So each ship can hold two different types of cargo in this case. And now manage line, mostly port. You'll get alcohol, mostly west. Well, I suppose let's try keeping that at 100. Let's see what happens. I will add the missing vehicles to the lines to make sure they work all right. And then I'll let the game run, see what happens. Everything running smoothly. So oil line operational. The train is making profit. It's transporting oil. The line is working. It's going to take some time for the fuel to make its way to the port, from the port to Beaminster. So watch out for future episodes to see how it will flow into the city, start making it grow. In the next episode, I'm going to have to go through some optimization, fix some of the lines. There's some traffic jams. We've got loads of people waiting to get to places. We are going to need some more trucks somewhere. Need to upgrade some old trains to new ones. For example, these ones are running the old type of cargo wagons, which top out at 50 kilometers per hour. So we need to upgrade those. With that, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing so you don't miss the next Alos series. If you'd like to support the channel, you can find my Ko-fi link in the description. Until next time, take care and happy gaming.